Good morning, classmates. Good morning, classmates, faculty, parents, and guests, and welcome to Recognition Day 1984. This morning we will be acknowledging students who have displayed excellence in education throughout their high school careers in the area of academics, athletics, leadership, and character. In a time when our nation's educational system is being criticized for its mediocrity, it is encouraging to see so many students striving to achieve excellence in their endeavors. To begin, Ms. June Linson will acknowledge the Bruin Top Staffer and Workshop Scholarship winners. Mr. Gary Havens will present the National and State Math Awards. Mr. Elmer Larson will recognize the Outstanding Business Student. Mr. Mike McNamara will present the Office Education National Contest winners. And Mr. Anthony Paglia will grant a new award, the Dustin Kramer Memorial. Mrs. June Linson.
Thank you, Dave. Good morning, honored guests, students. It's my distinct privilege this morning to announce, first of all, next year's Bruin editor. And the editor for next year's Bruin will be Beth Hauk. The next award I have to make, the person will not come forward, but I do wish that he would stand and you would give him a round of applause. There is one journalism scholarship awarded to the Outstanding Journalism 1 student. That person has indicated an interest and a skill in journalism and will be on next year's staff. It is Junior Mike Callahan. I would very much like to give many awards to this year's Bruin staff. Everyone has contributed to make it an outstanding student publication, and as you all know, the Bruin did win an honorable mention at the recent Northern Ohio Scholastic Press Day, and all have contributed. But there is one person that I think has given 110%. That person has shown a skill in writing ability. That person has shown a dedication to the student publication. That person has demonstrated an understanding of journalistic principles. That person has been imaginative and creative in planning the publication. That person has always been willing to work for a better publication. That person has never missed a deadline. She writes a column for the local news banner, gives of her time and talent selflessly. And for all of those reasons, I am happy to present the Akron Beacon Journal Top Staffer Award to Lisa Verghese.
Good morning. Each year, Wadsworth High School enters both the national and state math examinations. Again, this year, Wadsworth can be proud of its accomplishments in both areas of competitions. On the national test this year, the team consisting of 3 juniors scored well enough on this test to rank Wadsworth 81st out of approximately 500 high schools in Ohio. These 3 juniors included Thomas Kennedy, Beth Hauk, and Jerry Wuchter. Additionally, 2 out of 3 of these students received individual awards. Would these 2 students please come forward as I state your accomplishments? Thomas Kennedy, you had the best score here at Wadsworth High School, and you will receive a pin for that accomplishment. And secondly, For placing in the top 1% of all students taking the test, you'll receive a certificate of superior achievement. Secondly, Beth Hauk, would you please come forward? You placed 301st out of 31,000 students. This also qualified you for being in the top 1% of all students taking the test. Your certificate. Thank you. Our second group of awards will go to those students who scored superbly on the state math exam. The team of the following 4 seniors scored well enough to rank Wadsworth 27th out of approximately 500 high schools in Ohio. These 4 seniors included, and please remain seated here for just a second, Glenn Hayes, Rob Rose, Lisa Swain, and Lynn Butler. Special individual awards were given to 3 of these students who qualified for being among the top 5% in the state on this rather rigid state exam. Would these 3 seniors please come forward as I state your accomplishments? Glenn Hayes, you scored the highest score here at Wadsworth High School. And Rob Rose and Lisa Swain, you were in a 2-way tie for the 2nd and 3rd best scores at Wadsworth High School. Would these 3 students please come forward and accept their awards, please? Please give these scholars, as well as those other students who participated, a big round of applause, and consider these awards a challenge to next year's students to do even better. Thank you. Good morning. Aren't you glad you got up this morning? And then the old man says, aren't you glad you were able to get up? As many of you probably know, I have been very much interested in developing and furthering and expanding the business community of our city of Wadsworth, both industrial and commercial. That also carries over into school. I did a little bit of research before I come up here, and I want to tell you what a big business this school is. This is the biggest business in Wadsworth. Did you know that? Did you know that there are about 450 employees working for the city schools? Did you know that there's about a $500,000 payroll going to those employees every month? Did you know that the school system in Wadsworth has about a $12 million budget every year? Did you know that there's about 3,800 students in the city of Wadsworth? The annual budget, now get this, the annual budget per student in this city is about $3,160. Over a 12-year period that you're in school, the Board of Education pays about $39,000 for your education. Isn't that something? This is the biggest business in Wadsworth, getting you folks educated. And I feel that it's an investment
very well spent. Not only do we have a superior student body here, they really go out into the world, and it's necessary to educate you to face the world that you're coming into. Hey, I'm rambling on here. I'm supposed to be addressing an award here to, who is it here? Oh, is there a lady by the name of Laura? Are they here? Come forth and get your award. This is the award for the Outstanding Business Student.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Would Jackie Hart and Sherry Wagner please come forward? Both of these girls have proven their outstanding abilities in their respective business programs. Jackie, a junior in the office clerk program, competed in the Typing 1 regional contest in March and placed first. She qualified for state competition and placed third in the state, qualifying her for national competition in Indianapolis. Jackie placed third in the nation in Typing 1. Sherry Wagner, a senior in the data accounting program, competed in Accounting 2 competition and also placed first in the region. This qualified her for state competition in Columbus, where she placed second, which further qualified her for national competition also in Indianapolis. There, Sherry finished fourth in the nation in Accounting 2. Congratulations.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to say I'm proud of the students of Wadsworth High School this morning. It's very rare that you're able to gather with 1,000 students in the middle of the morning and honor your fellow students, and I congratulate you. Many school districts are unable to gather like this and be together and smile at each other and enjoy the day. At this time, I'd like to announce a new award. There was a young man that graduated from Wadsworth High School in 1976. His name was Dustin Kramer. They called him Dusty. He's dead today. He was killed in an accident at a very young age. And his parents asked that we honor him and remember him this morning. He was an outstanding vocational auto mechanic student at Wadsworth High School. And this morning we'd like to remember him by honoring one of our seniors in auto mechanics. I've asked Mr. Rohr to come forward and present to Jeff Bragg a watch, a beautiful sports watch, in the memory of Dustin Kramer. Is Jeff here this morning? Jeff, please come forward. Thank you.
The following scholarships will be awarded this morning. Student Council Scholarship by Miss Nancy Meadows, Women's Club Scholarship by Miss Elaine Lyron, Rotary Club Scholarship by Mr. Paige Schrock, the Wadsworth Businesswoman Scholarship by Miss Janice Ebert, Lions Club Scholarship by Mr. Tom Gertner, the Wayne College Foundation Scholarship by Mr. Dean Turning, the National Merit and Board of Regents Scholarship by Mr. Jim McMillan. He will also be recognizing the Ursuline College Kazel Memorial Scholarship winner. the PPG National Merit Scholarship by Mr. David Mayu, the Robert Fenton Memorial by Mr. Kevin Slota, and the Medina County Board of Realtors Scholarship by Mr. Larry Davenport. Ms. Meadows.
As Student Council Advisor, I have the pleasure each year of awarding the scholarship to one of our students who has given service to our school. This scholarship signifies that the student has given of himself without thought of reward. And because of his efforts, our high school is a better place for everybody. Although the recipient does not have to be a member of Student Council, I am pleased that the committee chose this year to give the scholarship to one of our representatives. Over the past 4 years, this student has given freely of his time and energy to make our events successful. His encouragement to others and his willingness to aid others meant the difference in accomplishment of many tasks. Also of importance to me is his cheerfulness and optimism. For being an outstanding worker and a gentleman, I am pleased to award the Student Council Scholarship to John Johnson.
Morning. All fall you see these sons on television with the camera pans across the bench and he goes, "Hi Mom, Philip, hi." Every year the Women's Club of Wadsworth sends applications to the guidance office, and those applications are assigned a number, and every senior girl is eligible to take an application and fill it out. It is not only on scholarship, but on her service to community, her interests, and her grades, of course. This year, 2 girls were selected by a screening committee, and then names were assigned those applications, and we found out that the 2 winners are Lisa Verghese and Robin Rogers. Would you please come forward?
Thank you.
Good morning. On behalf of the Rotary Club, City of Wadsworth, it's our privilege to award 4 $500 scholarships. These scholarships are given to 4 students who have made application through the school system, who've been evaluated not only for scholarship, but also as individuals that we have judged to be future leaders in the area of business and the professional world. It's unfortunate that we could not give scholarships to all of the students who applied, but we do feel that we have selected 4 outstanding students to receive this year's award of $500 each. The awards are made to Glenn Heiss, Kimberly McComb, Andrew Todd Parsons, and Christopher Wurst. Would each of you please come forward?
This year, the Wadsworth Business Women's Club
is giving a $300 scholarship award. The female student was chosen on merit of scholastic rating, student activity, participation, ambition, personality, and all of the necessary qualifications of character that make up what we consider to be a fine contribution to the business and professional women of tomorrow. A check for $300 will be sent directly to Carlow College in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are happy to present our scholarship award to Letitia Klein.
On behalf of the Wadsworth Lions Club and its president, Gary Bernard, it gives me great pleasure to present these two $500 scholarships to two students that have met our criteria. This year's awards go to Karen Giacomo and Steve Leckie.
I appreciate the opportunity to play a small part in your awards assembly at Wadsworth High School today. I appreciate you having me here. On behalf of all of us at Wayne College and the University of Akron, let me offer my congratulations to the graduating seniors, Wadsworth High, class of 1984. Each year, the Orville Campus Foundation awards scholarships to a number of students in the Wayne College service area, Wayne, Holmes, and Medina counties. This year, 27 students were selected from 11 area high schools and were awarded in excess of $16,000. I am pleased today to present 4 of these $600 grants to the following Wadsworth seniors: Sally Smoley, Nancy Smoley, Susan Paulo, and Carrie Block.
Starting in October of this senior class's junior year, we had about 150 juniors take the preliminary scholastic aptitude test. And through this test, they all entered into the National Merit Scholarship Program competition. The PSAT NMSQT serves as a screening device for more than 1 million eligible participants. To become a finalist in this competition, the students have to go through 3 stages. The first stage is the commended student stage. After they become a commended student, they then can go on to become a semifinalist. After they meet rigorous qualifications in the semifinalist stage, they then go on to become a finalist. This year, Wadsworth Senior High School had 7 commended students. Commended students make up the top 5% of the participants. These students have scored very, very well and are to be congratulated, but will not continue on in the competition. And at this time, I would like to recognize these 7 commended students, and if they would come forward, please. Mr. Robert Wheatley, Mr. James Palsick, Angie Mullet, Steve McKelvey, David Mavity, Letitia Klein, and Lori Cartwright. take your time. David, congratulations. Lori, congratulations. In the fall of their senior year, about 15,000 participants nationwide are named semifinalists. These are the highest scores in each state. The 15,000 semifinalists include about a half of 1% of all the senior classes in each of the 50 states, or 5% of 1 million participants. These students go through an elaborate screening process. This year, we had 3 semifinalists. These semifinalists then continued on, and about 90% of the 15,000 semifinalists met rigorous standards to become finalists. At this time, I would like to congratulate our 3 semifinalists who went through these qualifications and became finalists. These are our 3 1984 merit finalists, and if they would come forward, please. Lynn Butler, Lori Knipkamp, and Andy Parsons. Lynn, congratulations on your... There you go, Lynn. There you go, Lynn. The Ohio Academic Scholarship Program is designed to recognize and to give financial assistance to Ohio's outstanding students. Selection of the Ohio Academic Scholarship recipient is made on the basis of the applicant's high school grade point average and ACT examination scores. To be eligible for this award, a student must be a 1984 graduate of an Ohio high school, be an Ohio resident, be enrolled in a high institution of higher education. We took our top 20% of our senior class this year, and we came up with 3 or 4 finalists. And I would like for them to come forward now. This scholarship, we have one Ohio academic scholarship, and it's worth $1,000 for 4 years, or a total of $4,000. This year, our 4 finalists were, and only one got the Ohio Academic Scholarship, and that will be the last one to be announced. But our 4 finalists were Kim McCombs, Lori Knipkamp, Steve McKelvey, and the winner of the Ohio Academic Scholarship this year was Rob Wheatley. Now, before they come forward, Rob has decided that he will not be attending an Ohio college or university next year. Rob will be going to Northwestern University. So the award is then goes to the next runner-up. And so the next runner-up would be Steve McKelvey. So Steve McKelvey will be the winner of our $1,000 scholarship. So if all those students would come forward, please. I have one more award, and Edith Almanar could not be with us this morning because she is ill with the flu. But several weeks ago, I received this letter from Ursuline College, and I thought that we should mention it. And I will read the letter. Since 1871, the founding year of Ursuline College, it has been the goal of the college to recruit enroll, and develop students, not only with a strong academic background, but with a sense of service to their fellow man, leadership capabilities for society, and a spiritual commitment to their community. It was with these qualities in mind that on May 18, 1981, Sister M. Keenan, president of Ursuline College, announced that a grant in honor of Sister Dorothy Kazel would be inaugurated for Hispanic students. This grant is in memory of Sister Dorothy, who gave her life in the service of the church and the people of El Salvador. It is my distinct privilege to inform you, Edith, that you have been selected as the 1984 Sister Dorothy Kazel grant recipient. This grant entitles you to receive a full waiver of tuition plus room and board for the 1984-85 school year. This grant is renewable each year. Edith could not be with us this morning, but I thought that we should recognize her. So, in conclusion, I would like to congratulate all the award winners and wish the class of '84 the very best in the future. Thank you.
Each year, PPG Industries Foundation sponsors scholarships for children of employees who are National Merit Scholarship finalists. This year, the recipient of the PPG Industries Foundation National Merit Scholarship finalist is Lynn Butler.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Good morning. I would like to initiate a new scholarship. It's called the Robert Fenton Memorial Scholarship Fund. Bob Fenton graduated from Wadsworth High School 10 years ago, 1974. He went on to Ohio State University and he got his BS degree in geology. And he was also involved in ROTC. He went on to do graduate study at Kent State University. Just prior to his graduation at Ohio State University, he learned that he had leukemia. And for the next 3 years, he battled the disease before he died in April of 1981. His love for life and will to live gave him the strength to live longer than expected. Though his life was being cut short, you could still count on him for a quick one-liner and a smile, even in the worst of times. This scholarship is our way of saying, thank you, Bob, for being a part of our life. So out of the love and admiration for Robert Fenton, we offer you this scholarship. The scholarship is worth $300, but we hope with donations it will go higher in the years to come. The recipient is chosen by a committee of Bob's friends and former classmates. I would like to mention their names, and they don't have to stand if they don't want to. They are Dave Schilling, Stephanie Mokris, Bill Mokris, Keith Razor, and myself. I'd also like to give a special thanks to Bob's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Bill Fenton, for their support. Now to a student of high academic standing and recognition, the winner of this, our first scholarship, is Lori Siga.
pleasure to be here this morning and represent the Medina County Board of Realtors and our board president, Elaine Orlandi, who could not be with us this morning. She's in Columbus at state meetings. Medina County Board of Realtors started the scholarship program a year ago. This is our second year, and the scholarship is awarded to one student from each of the 7 school districts in Medina County, a student that we feel is qualified in entering into further study at a school of their choice in business sciences, secretarial sciences, data processing, computer sciences, or real estate. We had a pretty tough decision to make, as just about every scholarship application we felt was pretty qualified. They were based upon not only their academic achievements, but their extracurricular and civic achievements as well. This year's scholarship recipient from Wadsworth High School is Carrie Lynn Block. My congratulations to Carrie Lynn.
And now our award-winning stage band, under the direction of Mr. Sam Mays, will perform a brief musical interlude.
We're done here. Right, thank you. Okay. I'm working up here today.
It's nice meeting you.
Mrs. Sharon Gandy will now recognize the students of the month for the 1983-1984 school year. Mrs. Gandy.
The Student of the Month program is a county-wide program sponsored by the Kiwanis and the Medina County Gazette to reward excellence in academic and school involvement. We've been very fortunate this year to have really more qualified students than we were able to recognize. As I call the names of the individuals, would you please come forward and stand in front? Before I do so, though, I would like to recognize and give a special thank you to those 6 students who comprise the committee. They've given of their lunch periods and their Monday evenings to go to Medina County to represent us in this competition. Kim McCombs, Jim Palasek, and Stacy Gibson have been the senior representatives, and the junior representatives have been Amy Grady, John Rulin, and Wade Wilcox. To them, a special thank you. If the 16 students who have represented us this year would come forward as I call your names, and would you hold your applause, please? For October, Kim McCombs and Steve McKelvey. For November, Linda McCormick and Lynn Butler. Lynn also won the Student of the Month competition for the county for November. December, Robin Rogers and Dave Yule. January, Lisa Verghese and Steve Leckie. February, Stacy Gibson, Chris Wurst. March, Lori Knipkamp and Mike Hoffman. April, Nancy Smoley and James Witt. May, Lori Solero and Jim Palasek. Mike Hoffman also won County Student of the Month for March, and Jim won County Student of the Month for May. The announcement of the Student of the Year winner will be made on June 4th at a banquet. If you would please recognize these students with your applause.
For many, athletics are an integral part of achieving excellence in education. These outstanding student athletes will be acknowledged this morning. Mr. Rick Brubaker will award the Tony Detweiler Memorial. Mr. Glenn Wojak will award the H.J. Hall Outstanding Athlete. Mr. John Martin will present the Helen Ann Liebert Memorial. Mr. Dick Lutz will award the Outstanding Athletes. And Captain Virgil Salmons will award the Scholar Athletes. Mr. Brubaker.
As possibly one of the most coveted athletic awards, I'm here as a former recipient to award the Tony Detweiler Memorial Award. And I'd like to clue you in a little bit as to who Tony Detweiler was. He was a former graduate of Wadsworth High School. He graduated in 1967, and he died of leukemia in 1969. He lettered in both football and baseball. Now, the recipient of this award is chosen from a committee comprised of students, administrators, faculty members, and it is based on a few things. And I think if we describe Tony, we would describe the recipient this year. Tony was a friend, and everyone who knew him as a friend was proud to have him as a friend. If you were at a low point, he was there with a smile, with an encouraging word. As a leader, he offered stability, and he challenged those whom he gave leadership to. If he was your captain or your leader, you were both proud and you admired him for it. Tony always strove for excellence, but not at the cost of sacrificing friends, family, or his education. I'd like to read the inscription which appears in the football program as to exactly what the Tony Detweiler Memorial Award stands for. It says, "He was an active and admired leader in athletics and organization. He was a likable young man with a ready smile. When things were at their lowest, he was always there, helping, encouraging, laughing. But most of all, he was our friend, and we shall miss him. To the athlete who earns this honor, may he walk taller, holding his head a little higher, and forever be proud to have received this award in Tony's name." The recipient this year is most deserving. He lettered in football and track, and it goes to Mr. Lynn Butler.
I'm honored to be here today to present the 38th H.J. Hall Award. It's named after the former publisher of the News Banner. The award was originated in 1945 and is the oldest and one of the most prestigious athletic awards presented to a Wadsworth High athlete. Each year, an outstanding senior who has lettered in football and one other varsity sport is selected for the honor. He is chosen by a vote of the coaches and lettermen at the school, who judge him not only on athletic ability, but also for his display of team spirit, clean play, leadership on and off the field, and sound classroom work. This year's winner meets all the high standards on which the award is based. He was a star on the football and baseball fields, a fine student, and highly respected by his teachers and peers. I'm happy to present this watch symbolizing the 1984 H.J. Hall Award to Mike Wells.
Congratulations, seniors. This is your day to be recognized as you have reached a milestone in your young life. As you make decisions and pursue goals in the near and distant future, hopefully your education and years of experience here at Wadsworth High will lead you in the right direction. There's a prayer I'd like to paraphrase for you seniors that often helps me put life's decisions in a proper perspective, and I extend this to you. It goes, God, grant us the serenity to accept things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The Helen Leipert Award is not just another award for outstanding athletic accomplishments. Helen Leipert was a graduate of Wadsworth High School. She was a woman who was a fine athlete, but more importantly, she represented the type of character that has made this school and community a great place to be, to grow, and to live. This award recognizes the outstanding senior woman for her successes in her athletic endeavors, but also recognizes those traits of outstanding character, such as serenity, courage, and wisdom, to mention a few. In Helen's memory, I proudly present the Helen Leipert Award to a gal who not only has been an outstanding athlete, but also has demonstrated these qualities through her perseverance and dedication to life, Kim McCombs.
Good morning. In all the years of my life as being a parent, last year is one I'll always remember. I sat in those seats over there just as some of your parents are today. It was one of the proudest moments of my life. This is a special day, a day for special young men and women. The two awards I'm presenting was initiated by the All Sports Boosters Club several years ago for the purpose of recognizing the most outstanding senior boy and girl athlete. Any head coach may nominate an athlete, and the selection is then made by a vote of the committee of head coaches from those nominated. This year's award goes to a young man who has earned 7 letters in 3 sports: soccer, basketball, and track. He was All-Pioneer Conference 2 years in soccer, most valuable player in soccer his senior year, and captain of the soccer team his senior year. On behalf of the All Sports Boosters Club, it gives me great pleasure to present the Most Outstanding Male Athlete of the Year award to you, Chris Wurst. I can recall many times seeing a young girl running around at youth football practices and games. Growing up with 4 brothers has made her the competitive person that she is. This young lady has earned 11 letters in 3 sports: volleyball, basketball, and track. She was All-Pioneer Conference 2 years in both volleyball and basketball. She was Pioneer Conference Most Valuable Player in basketball for 1983. She was Pioneer Conference Most Valuable Player in both volleyball and basketball in her senior year, and captain of the basketball team her senior year. On behalf of the All Sports Boosters Club, it gives me great pleasure and a special honor to present the Most Outstanding Female Athlete of the Year award to you, Shannon Finn.
Mr. Parsons, Dr. Webb, faculty, parents, honored members of the class of 1984, and students. My name is Captain Salmons, and I'm with the 3rd Battalion, 92nd Field Artillery. With me today is Sergeant Chuck Jackson with the U.S. Army Reserve. We come here today not to present just another achievement award, but to honor real achievers. Two members of your student body whose impressive accomplishments have attracted the attention of their coaches and teachers, who in turn have selected them to receive an important national honor from the U.S. Army Reserve. In just a moment, I will introduce the 1984 recipients of the United States Army National Scholar Athlete Award. I will present them with this handsome medallion for their tremendous athletic and academic achievements. Let me tell you that it's an impressive feat to be great as an athlete, and it's equally impressive to be great as a scholar. But it takes quite an effort to combine greatness in both in athletics and in academics, to master both mind and body. At Wadsworth, the one young man and one young woman who have done just that are exceptional members of your student body. He is a two-year letterman and was the captain of your basketball team. He also ranks third in the senior class. She has gone to state 3 times in cross country and twice in track. She has been selected as the class valedictorian and ranks number 1 in your class. Before announcing their names, there is just one more thing I would like to add. These 2 scholar athletes can all teach us an important lesson about life. Whether student, parent, or member of the faculty, being good is not enough when being great is our goal. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1984 Army Reserve National Scholar Athlete Award winners at Wadsworth High School are Jim Palisak and Kim McCombs.
And now, a special performance from 2 young ladies who have excelled in chorus, Shannon Finn and Debbie Bauman. Here to present the National Honor Society's Outstanding Teacher Award are Lori Sega and Susan Gerbrick, and Dr. Joseph S. Webb III will grant the awards of distinction for the 1983-84 school year. Lori and Susan.
It is a privilege to introduce National Honor Society's Outstanding Teacher Award. As Sidney Hook quotes, "Everyone who remembers his own education experience remembers his teachers, not the methods or techniques. The teacher is the king of the educational situation. He or she makes and breaks the programs." This award is dedicated to those who make the educational programs. The purpose of the award is to recognize those outstanding teachers who truly care about their students. They give 110% to help students learn. This award is not a popularity contest. It is to honor those teachers who give students incentive to become better people and to achieve academic excellence. The teacher nominated must have taught within the Wadsworth School District for at least 5 years. All teachers in grades kindergarten through 12 are eligible. Any National Honor Society member may nominate a teacher. However, only senior class members may vote on the teacher nominations. This is a majority vote. Lori Siga will now present the National Honor Society's 1984 Outstanding Teacher Award.
The teacher who has been chosen to receive this award has helped her students excel not only in the area of study, but also in their character, leadership, scholarship, and knowledge. This teacher shows her concern for the student, and she accepts each for being unique. She seems to understand that each student is an individual and has his or her own character. Through the respect she earned for her students, she exemplified and taught leadership in her classes. It is necessary for leaders to be respected, and she conducted her classes in such a manner to achieve this. Along with leadership, she made an abstract concept comprehensive to the student. Those students who strived for scholarship usually achieved it only because the teacher's eagerness to help. There is more to scholarship and leadership than being on the merit and honor roll. A student only truly learns if the material is absorbed as knowledge. Knowledge is the understanding of facts. This outstanding teacher has the ability to relate to the student so that he or she may comprehend and retain the material that he has been taught. The National Honor Society would like to thank all teachers for their hard work towards their class's education. We would especially like to recognize a special math teacher for her caring, understanding, and true devotion to her students, Mrs. Roseanne Barlow.
During this year of educational excellence for all, it is appropriate that these students who have distinguished themselves during their 4 years of high school be acknowledged. We encourage excellence in both college preparatory and vocational education students. Each year, the State Board of Education issues the Award of Distinction for students who have completed the academic courses in the Basic Studies curriculum and the Award of Distinction for vocational education students. The following vocational students have met the criteria of excellence in personal qualities, school activities, and skill proficiencies. These students have also maintained a 2.5 average in all courses. Would these students come forward and accept your award of distinction? Elora Arve, Carrie Block, Marguerite Foote. Come on, people. Come on, come on. Tammy Fritz, Gina Yoder. Gary, Gary. Marguerite. Good job. Gina.
Yeah.
Good job. These students have completed the basic studies curriculum and have maintained a 3.25 average in their coursework. This basic studies curriculum includes 4 units of English, 3 units of math, which must include 1 unit of algebra and 1 unit of geometry, 3 units of science, which must include 2 units of biology, physics, or chemistry, 3 units of social studies, which includes 2 units of history and 1/2 unit of government, and 3 units of foreign language. Would the following students come forward and accept your award of distinction? Suzanne Clark, Joe Kernan, Kimberly McCombs, Linda McCormick. Oh, here you go.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Also included in this award of distinction are some more. Lori McFarland, please come forward. Angela Mullett, James Palasek, Todd Parsons, congratulations. Congratulations. Good job. Jim, congratulations. Thank you very much. Okay. Also, we still have some more students coming forward to accept their award of distinction. Robin Rogers, Robert Rose, Angela Smith, Lori Solero, Elisa Swain, Elisa Verghese, Robert Wheatley. Angela, good job. Congratulations. Lori, congratulations. Lisa, here we go. Congratulations. 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 Good job. Don't we give these people a hand?
The next group of students has displayed excellence in education in the form of character and leadership. This morning, Kim McCombs will present the I Dare You Award. Rob Kindig will recognize the Whisperer Outstanding Seniors. Amy Vorndran will present the Women's Leadership Award. Mr. Jay Bajork will present the Gyro Club Award. Miss Nancy Meadows will present the Jerry Ann Segrist and Lori Segrist memorials, and Mr. Chuck Parsons will award the Edward and Arnold Goldstein Award.
The I Dare You Award is very special since it is the only tribute to juniors. A committee of faculty members has selected a male and a female who exhibit effective leadership, strong character, and participation in community services. These students are noted for their involvements and achievements. They were chosen because of their potential. Therefore, this is not merely an award. Instead, it is a challenge, daring these people to live and grow to their fullest. The 1984 recipients of the I Dare You Award are Amy Grady and John Rowland.
Each year, the Whisperer staff takes a poll of the senior class and asks them who they feel the most outstanding senior of their class, male and female, is. And this year, I'm proud to present Kim McCombs and Jim Palasek, the most outstanding senior awards.
I'm here today to present the Women's Leadership Award. Its purpose is to recognize one senior girl for her achievements as a leader, her general development, her convictions, and for her demonstration of strong character. This year's recipient is a member of National Honor Society and Drama Club. She also participates in Footlighters. She's the editor of the Bruin and writes for the Wadsworth News Banner. This summer, she will begin the 6-year medical program at Akron University. I'm proud to present the Woman Alumni Womanhood Award to Lisa Verghese.
Congratulations, seniors. The Gyro International Organization is composed of 6,000 men dedicated to the idea that friendship is indeed one of the most valuable assets that you have for your entire life. You have among you an individual who has shown himself to be loyal, to be trustworthy, indeed a good friend, not only in the academic environment, but also in everyday life. So those of us of Gyro welcome a new friend, a very special gentleman, Mr. John Zupas.
I'm fortunate that early in my career, I became acquainted with the Segrist family. Jerry and Eula Segrist have 3 daughters, all of whom have been subject to a rare form of cancer. Through my work with them, I have been able to experience more deeply the precious quality of every day of life. Jerry Ann, the oldest daughter, was frequently hospitalized during her high school years. But despite the difficulties of her illness, Jerry Ann completed her school work. I was with Mr. Spakowski, our principal, when he presented a diploma to her in the hospital. Jerry Ann's question to us was, "Did I earn it?" Jerry Ann's courage and humility so inspired her classmates and her fellow members in National Honor Society that they began a memorial in her name. An award given to a senior girl has come to represent that spirit of persistence and desire to receive only what is earned. The 1984 recipient of the Jerry Ann Memorial upholds that standard in the highest way. She sets high goals for herself and persists until she achieves them. She sincerely values education and places her trust in God. I am proud to name the 7th annual memorial recipient, Kim McCombs. Lori Segrist also became a cancer patient while she was in high school. She was able to graduate with her class and proceed with college studies. During the many difficult times of illness and death, Lori became the support for her family. She gave comfort during times of sorrow and cheerfulness during times of discouragement. Those of us who worked with Lori in school were inspired by her always present smile and the optimistic feeling that she spread to everybody. Lori's nickname, Sunshine, suited her for the sparkle in her eye and the glow that she always seemed to have about her. This first memorial, given in Lori's name, will be awarded to a senior girl who upholds those personal qualities that Lori demonstrated: cheerfulness, giving help to others, and optimism when faced with difficulty. I believe this first recipient may serve as a model for others in the years to come. She has given encouragement to her teammates, leadership to the members of National Honor Society, and service to others through her church and school work. I am pleased to award the first Lori Segrist Memorial to Susan Gerbrick.
The Goldstein Manhood Award originated in 1954 with the intention of recognizing one senior boy for leadership, scholarship, and involvement in school activities. The Goldstein family operated a pharmacy in town for many years where they employed students. In 1959, Mr. Edward Goldstein died, and a few years later, his son Arnold Goldstein died as a flight surgeon with the Naval Air Force. At that time, the Goldstein family decided to make an award to two senior men. In phone conversations over the past couple of years with Mrs. Goldstein, she has made it clear to me that in addition to the qualities of leadership, scholarship, and involvement in school activities, she wanted the award to be presented to men who were good, kind, giving people who are interested in humanity. I believe those characteristics do describe this morning's recipients. Steve Leckie, and Mike Wells.
Oh, great.
There were over 60 students honored today. With hard work and dedication, everyone can be successful. What I would like to do now, though, is I would like to recognize the entire senior class and have them stand, and we all give them a hand. Please stand, seniors. Okay. Students who received awards and the parents and the award presenters are invited to stay for the reception in the West Gym immediately after the assembly. At this time, we'd like to have Mr. Mays play the alma mater. Everyone will return to their fourth period class also after this. Lights the best. Lights the best. 15 more years and I'll retire.
Mike, everything went just fine except for one question. Is this all got to be taken apart now?
No, leave this here because we get back to work practice Wednesday.
What about the 6 gym teachers that are hauling them to play soccer?
I've already told them that they go upstairs, they go over there.
Okay.
Well, now, since these chairs haven't been numbered,
And the roads are way off from the graduation center here.
if we can get manpower to put them back tonight, yeah, they can do it. But I don't want this stage moved. And all this stuff went, don't. I don't want this stage. people, you're all invited here into the back to the south gym behind the red curtain. That's where it is.
Please bow your head for the class prayer. Sing unto the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have won for him the victory. The Lord has shown his salvation. He has remembered his mercy and truth toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Rejoice and sing his praises. Sing unto the Lord with the harp and the voice of psalms. With trumpets and cornets, make a joyful noise before your Lord and King. Let the oceans roar, let the floods clap hands before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth and rule over his people with equity. Amen.
Call to worship. Oh, come, let us sing to the Lord. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come into his presence with thanksgiving. Let us make a joyful noise to him with songs of praise. For the Lord is a great God and a great King above all gods. In his hands are the depths of the earth. The heights of the mountains are his also. O come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Master. For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture and the sheep of his hand.
Please join me in saying the prayer our Father gave us, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Please be seated.
What is it to be a graduate? It is to be in recovery from the horror of final exams. It is to be in shock at the dignity of academic regalia that is self-fitted. It is to be in trepidation of the challenges that loom in the distance, alien, awesome, ahead. What is it to be a graduate? It is to be a nostalgic, looking back at the past with all its loves, hates, successes, failures, aspirations, and memories. It is to be a visionary, looking toward the future with a dream of all it may hold. It is to be a realist, standing at the crossroads where past and future fuse in the spotlight to form the present. What is it to be a graduate? It is to stand on a pinnacle and perceive the fluidity of life, its flow of dailiness up until this moment of triumph, its flow from this moment back into dailiness. It is to stand before a corridor of doors whose opening or remaining closed is now a personal choice. It is to stand at a corner knowing that once the turn is made, life will never be the same again. A voice speaks through the inner writing. Graduate, turn with me. I know new roads that will lead you to new worlds that will be best for the uniqueness of you if you dare to follow me. New roads, new worlds, God chosen, what a dare. The voice beckons, let me pilot and we'll explore them together. What is it to be a graduate? It is to hear the Lord of all creation daring you to follow his lead from the known into the unknown, from the tried into the untried, from the conquered into the unconquered. It is to know that the Creator, Preserver, Redeemer, Almighty Sovereign loves you enough to fling the challenge, to reach higher than you think you can attain, to persevere more courageously than you think you can achieve, to be bigger than you think you can be. It is to poise at the beginning of becoming with God.
A few weeks ago, when Jim Palisak phoned and asked if I would be the speaker for baccalaureate, I was, of course, very pleased and honored to be asked to be a part of this service tonight. Then when Jim told me that it was Steve Walker who had given him my name as a possible speaker, I began to think about what that conversation must have been like between Jim and Steve. And I began to wonder what reason Steve had given for having me come as a guest speaker. Now, I thought about this, and in my mind I tried to reconstruct what that conversation must have looked like. And I guess I came up with two possible reasons. I liked the first one better than the second one. The first one was, I thought Steve probably said, well, sometimes, and I underscore sometimes, Reverend Deal has something of value to say. Then the other thought that occurred to me was, and probably this is the more important reason, is that Reverend Deal usually preaches short sermons. I would like to think it was the former, but I'm almost certain it was the latter. But I have to go on and add that in what Steve told him, he was only partly right. He was only half right, but I won't tell you which half he was right about. Historian Arnold Toynbee, in his multi-volume work entitled A Study of History, surveyed more than 30 living and defunct civilizations to find out why some civilizations had the amazing ability to survive, to go on for hundreds and hundreds of years, and why at the same time other civilizations lasted for no more than a few years. Toynbee did this exhaustive study, and among the reasons he gave for the survival of some civilizations was that there was what he called the law of challenge and response. He said that inevitably all civilizations are challenged for their very right to exist. And then he says the crucial or determining factor in each case was the response a culture made to the threat that was before it. Cultures that responded in the right way, as you might guess, survived. The cultures that did not were the ones that soon became defunct. Toynbee goes on to add that challenge and response almost become laws of life for civilizations. I thought about that for a while, and I realized that the same thing could apply to us. The same principle holds true for the individual life as well. Challenges come to each of you, to all of us here, and they demand a response. But what should be our way to responding to the challenges that come to us? To get some insights into our way of responding, let's take one of the best-known biblical stories and see what insights it offers for us. Now, the story I'm referring to, of course, is the story of David and Goliath. Now, you don't have to have been in church for the last year to recognize the story. It's just one of those that we've grown up with in our culture. Nearly everyone here knows that story. The armies of Israel under the leadership of King Saul were once again pitted against their traditional enemies, that group of people called the Philistines. And the stage was set for another typical clash between these two traditional enemies. But this time, there was one difference, and it was a big and crucial difference. The difference was a giant named Goliath. Now, if we were to take the cubit measurement used in the Old Testament and begin to translate these measurements into terms that we would understand today, we would find that the spearhead he carried weighed about 11 pounds. His armor weighed 125 pounds, and the height 9.5 feet tall. Now, since soldiers then were shorter than soldiers are now, that made him even more imposing. Each day, Goliath would begin by stepping forth, and he would walk out from the ranks of the Philistine soldiers, the Philistine army, and he would stand there all by himself, and he would issue a challenge. He would say, "Now, who will come out today and fight me? man to man, one to one, who will step forth from the armies of Israel to fight me? And each day, as you might guess, there weren't any takers. I've never liked to fight with people who are taller than me, especially not that much taller. That is, at least there were no takers until one day a boy named David came along. Now, David took up the challenge. In fact, he couldn't understand why no one had already taken up the challenge. So he decided that he would take on Goliath. And you know the rest of the story, because it's history. The 5 stones, a sling, the victory of a mere boy over a giant. A powerful story indeed. But what is there in this story that applies to us, to you as you sit here, to parents and friends as they are a part of the congregation here tonight? I think 2 things come out of this. For one thing, giants like to issue challenges. Giants that I've read about always do that. They like to throw their weight around. They seem to enjoy striking fear in the hearts of lesser people. From what I've read, it's no fun to face a giant. When you high school seniors leave this gymnasium for the last time as students next week, you will be facing giants. And as you know, I'm not talking about flesh and blood giants who are 9.5 feet tall. But they're every bit as formidable as Goliath was to David at that time. Let me suggest some of the giants you'll face as you enter a new phase of life, becoming a graduate. One of the giants you'll face is a giant named immorality. You'll be challenged to make moral decisions and to be a moral person in an increasingly immoral world. Honesty, integrity, ideals are at a premium today. General Omar Bradley once characterized our age by saying, "We live in an age of nuclear giants and ethical infants." Today's standard of morality has been described in a term that you're as familiar with as I am. Whatever feels good, do it. So I ask you tonight, will you have the courage, will you have the guts to stand beside your beliefs without flinching when the crowd goes in a different direction from you? But there are some other giants. Another giant you'll face is a giant of irresponsibility. Responsible people are becoming more and more difficult to find. We're no longer living on isolated chunks of the earth. Today, you and I are part of a world community. This community depends on its members being responsible. The giant of irresponsibility is all around us. You don't have to look very far to find examples of it. It's seen when we don't care about starving and hurting people. It's seen when we have an I don't care attitude about what happens in life. It's seen when you buy an item that's improperly made. Why? The workman simply didn't care how in the world it was put together. It's seen when a person is hired to do a job and does it halfway or haphazardly. The giant of irresponsibility is all too prevalent today. But there's a third giant I want to suggest you'll face, and that's the giant of indiscipline or lack of discipline. The cry today is freedom for the individual, but freedom without direction is nonsense. Discipline is required in music, it's required in art, it's required in sports, as all of you know. Why is it that we think we can live our lives without having some discipline too? The disciplined person channels his or her energies in the direction they wish to go. The disciplined person is not free to do as others do. The disciplined person is free to do what other people cannot do. So a great river has its stream of water interrupted. The stream is interrupted by a dam. The water is harnessed to do even greater things. The giant of indiscipline would make life appear easy. Why in the world do we need discipline anyway? It would just be so much easier not to have it in our lives. But discipline channels our energies in the right direction. Another giant. Another giant we face is a giant named unconcern. It's not news to you that the world is becoming more impersonal. A number is more important than a name. You look on your driver's licenses, you see your name and you see a number, but what is important is the number. Who you are has become more important than what you are. Besides all of this, our own preoccupation with ourselves gets in the way. We've become wrapped up in an I'll do my thing, you do yours kind of outlook. No doubt many of you have seen this philosophy that's everywhere evident in poster form. That's the first time I ran across it, and I suppose it's been 5 or 6 years ago. But see if you recognize these words that appear on a poster. Perhaps some of you have it in your room. I do my thing and you do your thing. I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you are not in this world to live up to mine. You are you and I am I. If by chance we find each other, it's beautiful. If not, it can't be helped. When Fritz Perls authored these words, he had no idea they would be taken the way we take them today. Yet for years we've been swallowing those words unquestioningly. A better way to deal with the giant of unconcern would be the way expressed by a man named Walter Tubbs. Now, Tubbs wrote a response to this, I do my thing, you do yours, kind of outlook, and he entitled it Beyond Pearls, meaning beyond Fritz Perls' writings. And I would really like to see this put on a poster too. I'd like to see this one passed out and sold as often as the other one has been sold. Here is his response. If I just do my thing and you do yours, we stand in danger of losing each other and ourselves. I am not in this world to live up to your expectations, but I am in this world to confirm you as a unique human being and to be confirmed by you. We are fully ourselves only in relation to each other. I must begin with myself, true, but I must not end with myself. The truth begins with two. These are some of the giants you face. And you know my list is only a partial list, because each of you could probably add 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 more to the listing I've just suggested. But let's return for a moment to our story of David and Goliath. Goliath had issued his challenge. What can we learn from David's response that will help us meet life's challenges? We learn, first of all, that David responded to the challenge because he was prepared for the task. David was accustomed to danger. He had already fought and killed bears and lions, because being a shepherd back then was no easy task, and David had learned what it meant to face danger and come through it. When the challenge came, he was prepared. Hopefully, the past 18 years of your life have been years of preparation. The home, your church, this school have been working together to make you a mature person. And how well you respond to the giants of life has already been partly determined by how you've responded to these influences as they've come into your life. But David did something else that we can learn from. In the biblical story, we're told this: when it came time for David and Goliath to confront each other, there they stood, face to face, and Goliath has issued his challenge. And then the scripture account says, Goliath started walking toward David again, and David ran quickly toward the Philistine battle line to fight him. The point I want to make is simple, and it's this: David ran to meet his giant. David was taking the offensive in the situation. what if all of us rushed to meet the giants that we have to face in life, instead of cowering from them, instead of backing off, instead of waiting for them to do something to us? What if we, when we faced our giants, took the offensive and just went flat out to meet the giants? How different would our lives be if we didn't wait for the giants to do something to us, but we took the initiative and went after the giants? Some of the giants you may be facing at this moment are finding a job, choosing a career, selecting a college, finding a marriage partner. Are you going to take the initiative in meeting these giants, or are you just going to sit still and take what comes to you in life? But David did one more thing. And when you read this account, you discover he is the only one in the whole story who took time to call upon God to give him the strength he needed when he faced the giant Goliath. Calling upon God was not something David did only in a crisis or only when things got tough, as we so often do in our lives. But calling upon God was a pattern of David's life. He did it regularly. I want to suggest to you tonight that some of the giants that stalk your life, or that will stalk you in the future, can only be dealt with when you do as David did, by asking God for help to face, to meet, and to conquer the giants that you face. What happened to David after this great battle? Well, David was never the same person again. And that's true for us. Each giant we conquer makes us a little stronger, a little wiser, and hopefully a little bit more mature in how we face and deal with life. David grew because of his victory. We grow because of ours. So I ask you tonight, as graduating seniors, have you slain any giants lately in your lives? For you know what giants you face better than I do. But we all face giants. And the question is, have you slain any of them lately? Or have you been backing away from really facing them? Have you slain any giants lately? Let God help you, and see if he can't make a difference for you, just as he did for David when he faced a giant named Goliath. Will you stand with me for the benediction? Let us pray. We commend to your guidance, O God, this class, this school, and its faculty and staff. As class after class goes forth, let each one be more committed to you and to the seeking of truth. Bless those who graduate and their families who have helped and encouraged them along the way. And grant us these prayers, we pray. Amen. the audience please stand? Shall we pray? Almighty God, we are grateful for this occasion that brings us together today. We enjoy these moments of celebration and all that they signify. May those who graduate today be challenged to strive for life's highest ideals. Grant them your guidance in all of life's decisions. Remind them that you want to be present in both the joys and the sorrows of life. Let today be the beginning of a new and better life for each senior. Hear our prayer, O Lord. Amen.
Please be seated. Now that we are graduating from high school, we can look back at all the good times and all the bad times we've had. The good times we try to remember, the bad times we try to forget. We've had a lot of memories here. We've been more than just a bunch of kids going through high school. We've been a class. 4 years ago, we were just a bunch of little freshmen running around the place. Now, we're 313 graduating seniors. We've got a lot of memories here, but it's time to move on. Time to accomplish your goals. I think our class motto says a lot. Happy are those who dream dreams and are ready to pay the price to make them come true. I'm sure we all know it's not going to be easy, but do you know what your dreams are? Do you know what you want to do with your life? And most importantly, are you ready to pay the price? We can accomplish our goals as long as we really try. Nobody is going to do it for you. What you do with your life is entirely up to you. You control your destiny. Set your goals and take life one day at a time. Don't give up. If you make a mistake, learn from your mistakes. Just keep trying. Anyone can get what they want from life, just as long as they try. Just because someone got average grades in high school doesn't mean they're going to be average for the rest of their life. Just because someone got excellent grades in high school doesn't mean they're going to be successful in life. A person must be well motivated to succeed. We should try every day to live the best day of our life. Forget about yesterday and don't worry about tomorrow. Live for today. Be satisfied with yourself. Dream your dreams. Set your goals. Go for it. Someday you'll make it. It's up to you. As Emerson said, the reward of a thing well done is to have done it. Our high school career is over now, but it's been fun. High school is so many things that words can't describe. It has been the fulfillment of one dream and the beginning of a new one. Oftentimes we ask ourselves, what's the meaning of life? I don't know, but I think it's time to go find out for ourselves.
the honor of being named valedictorian and salutatorian are bestowed on students who have the highest scholastic ranking in the class. These honors are particularly important in our high school because of the high level of academic competition. The individuals who have earned these titles have my personal respect, the faculty respect, and the respect of their classmates. This year we have two salutatorians. We are honoring the salutatorian with the second highest grade point average and the salutatorian with the second highest total quality points. It is my pleasure to introduce the salutatorian with the second highest grade point average, Letitia Klein. While she walks to the podium, I would ask that Mr. and Mrs. Klein stand, for I'm sure that they have given Letitia much support over the years.
Graduation Day is one of the greatest accomplishments in any student's life. It is a day for carefree laughter and pride in past achievements, but it is also a day to reckon with destiny. Graduation is a turning point for many. It is an ending as well as a beginning. It is a time of sadness, a day to say goodbye to old friends and well-traveled ways. Yet, it is also a time for rejoicing, a day to strike out alone and to explore the future. Once the diploma is placed in the graduate's hand, the carefree child's attitude toward life has ended and a more mature adult outlook has begun. When adulthood begins to blossom at this pinnacle of graduation, it can be frightening and lonely. The graduate may feel shrouded by doubt and confusion. He is no longer a child to be led by the hand. Gone are the days when all the decisions in his life will be made by parents and teachers. He must begin to stand on his own and to think for himself. He must judiciously weigh his options, for the decisions made at this moment will affect his entire future. But whatever he decides, he must persistently pursue his goals and dreams. For the first time, there is no one else to urge him on. He must find an inner motivation from his own desires to drive him onward and upward, to keep him reaching for the stars. He must courageously face the future and battle life's challenges. If he faces each crisis with staunch determination, he will learn to accept and to adapt to the new situations that life hands him. By boldly meeting life's trials and tribulations and conquering them, accepting his victories as well as his defeats, he will become a confident and mature adult. This is graduation, the first shaky step upon the bridge from childhood to adulthood.
The salutatorian with the second highest total quality points is Lisa Verghese. Would Mr. and Dr. Verghese please stand as we recognize your daughter.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and the class of 1984, it gives me great honor and pleasure to stand before you today as we are soon to become graduates of Wadsworth High School. At this time, I would like to thank all my teachers from elementary school to junior high to high school who helped me to learn in the classroom and outside as well. A special thanks also goes to my parents who stood behind me all the way, giving me the incentive to keep striving when I felt like giving up. But the most gratitude goes to God, who gave me everything I have today, and without whose help I would be nothing. It was Charles Dickens who said in his classic novel, A Tale of Two Cities, that it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. This opening sentence to his book is analogous to our situation today as we sit here and reflect back on our 4 years of high school. As a class, all 313 of us have experienced both good times and bad.
For example, when a fellow classmate receives recognition for a victory, whether it be athletic or academic, we are all proud of them. Our class spirit is evident as we accomplish things individually as well as a whole. We started out as unsuspecting freshmen, gaining knowledge and experience as we matured, unified as a class until the point where we are today, graduates, the last experience we'll have together as a class, as one. But as I look out at you, all I seem to remember are the best of times. But we can't forget about the worst of times either. The times when grades, peer pressure, athletic pressure, and just about everything seemed to come crashing down on us at once. Remember the times when you felt like giving up, but you didn't. Remember those late nights of studying for finals, or pushing yourself to the ultimate physical limit to be the best in a sport. The class of '84, remember the past and learn from the mistakes we've made. We are living proof that hard work and determination always pay off as we sit here today as graduates. So remember the past, but also keep it where it belongs, behind us. The class of '84, the best of times is ahead of us. The future is what we make of it, so it's up to us to be the best. Set your goals above the average and keep your head high as you leave this gym today. Keep a positive outlook on life and be proud of your class of '84. Although we won't experience things as a class in the real world, we can stay together in spirit, in our minds. When hard times hit, which I'm sure will, as some of us go to college, into the job market, or whatever path you might choose, always remember the good times, the best of times, when we were in high school, as fumbling freshmen, so-so sophomores, to jubilant juniors, and finally to sensible seniors. I implore you, fellow classmates, to never look back in regret, but learn and keep looking ahead, knowing deep inside that the best of times are ahead, if we want them to be. In closing, our 12 years of school was our first experience with both the best of times and the worst of times together. As graduates, we have many more things to experience, a whole lifetime of best and worst times. It's just beginning for us. As we leave today, we have a whole new life to discover. It's just waiting there for us to make the worst of it or the best of it. The class of 1984, these are the best of times. Thank you.
This year's valedictorian is a quiet, hard-working young woman who is destined for success. She has demonstrated her willingness to work hard in order to succeed as an athlete and scholar. She achieved the highest grade point average in the class with a 4.16 and also the highest total quality points of 96.75. This year's valedictorian is Kim McCombs. Mr. and Mrs. McCombs, please stand as we recognize your daughter as she comes to the podium to present the valedictorian address.
Parents, friends, and fellow graduates, as I thought about giving a graduation day speech, my knees began to knock and my heart began to pound. I realized that these are the same feelings that I experienced before running a race. The more I thought about it, graduation day seemed to be analogous to the starting line of a race. And receiving our diplomas is just like the gun going off. But in order for us to get to the starting line today, we have journeyed through many years of preparation. Our parents, teachers, and friends have guided us through these years and given of their time and patience. Today, these people stand on the sidelines, anxiously waiting for the gun to sound in order to celebrate our ability to run in the race of life. Our chance to run in this race stems from the teaching and support from these people. They have earned our thanks. But now, we are at the starting line, and it is time for the spectators to step back. There will probably be times when we feel like quitting, becoming stagnant, and unwilling to grow. However, each of us has some control over how we attack the race of life. Although we will still have to contend with authority figures, we do have control over our attitudes. No one can take away our ability to think. These thoughts can be negative and sour. Through my experiences with racing, pessimism seems to make the race drag on, and its contestants eager to quit. On the other hand, our thoughts can be positive, ambitious, and reassuring. Optimism seems to make the runners eager to face hurdles, to try new paths, and to enjoy life's race. The pace at which we live, learn, and discover during our lives is relatively insignificant. The important goal is that we continue to question, to think, and to grow until we cross the finish line. My teammates and I have often referred to a poem that not only relates to running, but it relates to life in general. The whistle blew to start the race, almost like thousands of years ago. But my race is here and now, to run either fast or slow. My goal is to win in the end, and that's no easy task. I have the Lord to guide my feet. All I must do is ask. Yes, I'm running the good race, running to win in His name. And those I pass along the way never will be the same. And just who wins this race? I can't answer that. Each of us must determine that for himself, for each runs his own race. Society claims that the winner is the one who rushes through life to earn the largest salary, to own the most cars, or to have the fanciest house. But I would like to suggest an alternate way of measuring a successful life. Perhaps success in life is when an individual crosses that finish line and knows that he gave life his all, that he never stopped growing and caring. Just before the starter fires the gun, my teammates and I gather for a team prayer. And then we join in a team chant. Something like, "We can do it, yeah." It is this positive and ambitious attitude that I would like to leave you with. The ability to run the race of life to the last step and breath, striving to enjoy life to its fullest.
Now Julie Pagonis will read our senior poem.
Barter by Sarah Teasdale. Life has loveliness to sell. It is full of beautiful and splendid things. Blue waves crashing on a whitened cliff, climbing fire that sways and sings. Children's faces looking up at you, holding wonder like in a cup. Life has loveliness to sell. Music playing, a ring of gold, the scent of pine trees in the rain. Eyes that love you, arms that hold you, and for your spirit's delight, sacred thoughts that star the night. So spend all that you have for loveliness, buy it and never ask the cost, and for that breath of ecstasy, give all that you have been or could ever be.
I should like to direct your attention to the first two rows in front of me. Would you people or seniors please stand? These students, this is the honor row, and these students have maintained a 4-year average of A's in all coursework, and I feel this is quite an accomplishment, so let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. This year, we have been fortunate to have 3 foreign exchange students. They are seated in the first and second rows to my right. I would like to introduce them to you and their American families. Please stand as I say your names. Mozan Totani. Mozan is from Tokyo. He has lived with Mr. and Mrs. Landis. Would they please stand? Tron Nielsen came to us from Norway. He has lived with Mr. and Mrs. Blake. They please stand. Miyuki Masuda. Miyuki is from Japan. She has been living with Mr. and Mrs. Kopstein. The class of 1984 wishes them good luck in their future plans. At this time, I should like to recognize the class of 1934. Would you please stand? Would the members please stand? This class marks the 50th anniversary, and on behalf of the school system, we welcome you back to your alma mater. At this time, I would, in the 1934 class, I would like to have Lois Hargis please stand. Is she here with us? And I also would like to have Sandy Crow in the 1984 class please stand. Is she out there? Okay. I would like to mention that Lois Hargis, a member of this 1934 class, is the grandmother of Sandy Crow in this year's 1984 class. Also, could we have Mary Swartz please stand in that 1934 class? Lori Solero in our 1984 class. Mary Swartz is the great aunt to Lori Solero in this year's class of 1984. And now to the seniors, this is my personal message to you people. I feel very close to your class. I have known most of you since you were freshmen and have enjoyed my daily contacts with you throughout the years. All year, you have been saying, Dr. Webb, you are really going to miss us. My reply to you is, yes, seniors, I am going to miss you very much. I'm going to miss your smiling faces and your cooperation. I might even miss you telling me daily to turn on WMMS in the Commons, loudly. But I won't miss you saying that the spaghetti looks like worms to me every day. And there's something I definitely won't miss, and that's you telling me that my tie doesn't match my suit all the time. Or reminding me that we need heat in the 400 building. Or that the roof is leaking. Mr. Kuhn. Seniors, I will miss you, because overall, you were truly a joy to have around. After you graduate today, I'm sure the good times will continue for you. In my farewell to you, I would like to present, and I'll get it in just a second, this gift to the senior class from Mr. Perry Miller, a citizen of Wadsworth, and this is a very appropriate wish for you. Where's the drum corps or whatever, Sam? You can do that. I'll get it. got it. Okay. Let the good times commence, and I think this is very appropriate. I really hate to graduate this class because sincerely, they have been a joy to have around, and I'd like to have them back next year and start all over again, but I guess I'll have to do it. They say no. Mr. Kuhn, the students before you have earned the necessary credits to be graduated as prescribed by the Wadsworth Board and the Ohio State Boards of Education. At this time, I present the 1984 class to you.
Thank you, Dr. Webb. It is indeed a pleasure to accept this class. It has distinguished itself in the last 4 years, and I'm more than happy to see this group graduate because I happen to have a son down there, and my last one, thank heaven. I'd like to add a word of welcome to the class of 1934. We're certainly happy to have you here. You're getting so you look younger each time we have the 50th anniversary class here. Some wiseacre asked me on the way up here if I was teaching back in '34, and I had to assure them I wasn't. Presenting diplomas today are board members Mrs. Sandy Solero and Mr. William Elsfass, assisted by Mr. George Meyer, the treasurer of the board. Before we get to the presentations, I'd like to take a moment for some housekeeping chores. First, in regards to taking pictures, you shutterbugs are welcome to come down on each side as long as you maintain space so the students can get on the stage and off the stage. The second item is, would you please hold your applause until we have graduated the entire class? And the third item, if you would please wait and remain in your seats until the entire class has exited from the auditorium. At this time, will the class prepare themselves for the presentation?
Julie Pagonis. Sandra Lynn Baker. Mary Lynn Harvey. Jennifer Luann Blanchett. Carrie Lynn Block. Lynn Hamilton Butler.
Congratulations.
Suzanne Amelia Clark. Scott Allen Cruz. Karen Sue Giacomo. Glenn David Pike. Michael Hoffman. Joseph M. Herman. Lori Ann Midcamp. Stephen L. Leckie. Linda Ann Marie McCormick. Lori Ann McFarland. Stephen James McKelvey. Miyuki Masuda. Don Michelle Andre. Andrew Todd Parsons. Susan Marie Mullo. Robin Lynn Rogers. Robert Hampton Rose Jr. Maurice Lee Buckman Jr. Mary Ann Rutley.
Congratulations.
Lori Beth Seeger.
Congratulations. Sister up there too. You on again?
Angela K. Smith.
Congratulations.
Nancy Ann Smoley. Lori Reed Solero. Lisa Carol Swain. Robert M. Wheatley. James David Wick. Don Elena Yoder. Ron Nielsen.
Congratulations.
Ozan Sotani.
Congratulations.
Natalie Ann Cable. Heather Michelle Allison.
Yeah, I made it.
Edith Almenar.
Watch your step, okay?
James D. Anderson. Michael D. Anderson.
Congratulations.
Michelle Dawn Anderson.
Congratulations.
Terry Lynn Angelo.
Congratulations.
Watch your step.
Laura G. Harvick.
Congratulations, Laura.
Julianne Marie Fox. Rhoda Lee Bailey. John Edward Baker Jr. Daryl Thomas Hall. Kevin Lee Hall. Maxwell E. Barton. Tracy Annette Barnes. Ronald A. Barnhart. Amy Fowler. Joseph Samuel Bachman. Devo. Todd Allen Bennett. Lisa Ann Wilhelm. Mary Elizabeth Bertrand. Jeffrey Ann Bishop. Jeffrey Allison. Valerie L.
You want to get that diploma?
Rebecca Lynn Blaine. Mary Denise Lott. Christine Ann Cody. Scott D. Porta. John Ernest Odegaard. Jeffrey Dwayne Brack. Mia Lynn Ross. Teresa Ann Brennan. Paul Renee Rock. Mark J. Whitwelly. Holly Marie Butler. Lisa Rhonda Butler. Lisa Snyder Cable. Elizabeth Mary Correct. Lisa Marie Teresa. James David Carter.
Congratulations. That's you, huh?
Lori Ann Carter. Cindy Louise Haskell. Kenneth Adam Chambliss. Deborah Ann Jobin. Stephen Wilson Christian. Teresa Carol Christian. Mark William Clark. John Patrick Clark. Teresa Lynn Clark. Kimberly Lane Cole. Leslie Renee Cole. Robin Lynn Collins. James Matthew Conway. Stephen Jerry Poole. Maria Lynette Terrell. Connie Lynn Cockrell.
Congratulations. Who's next?
Debbie Pratt.
Renee Pratt. Gary Wayne Cranston. Randy Thomas Crawford. Sandra Jane Crow.
My name's Sandra.
Kelly K. Tucker. Lisa G. Daniel. Denise Darnell.
Congratulations.
Barbara Hughes Tatter.
Very good, Grover. I remember you from the first grade.
Grover L. Davis. Matthew J. Davis. Michael David D.
Where's Scott?
Scott A. Peters.
That's just like Bob. Give his to, you just pronounced Matt, so yeah, right.
Carol DeVoe.
This helps that. They just got the first one.
Hi, Beth. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Robert Colonel Gilmore.
Robert, congratulations. Hey, congratulations.
Daniel Christopher
Dan, congratulations.
Karen Marie Eckero. Lynn Marie Elson.
Congratulations.
Lisa Jean Evans. Amy Louise Fowler. Shannon Elizabeth Finn.
Congratulations.
Susan Marie Pitzer. Rebecca Lynn Flowers. Laura Marie Baumeister. Marguerite A. Bush.
Congratulations. I'm very glad you're going to teaching.
Deborah E. Freeman. Tammy Michelle Fritz. Anita Marie Pedrosa. Michelle Marie Gaynor. Peggy Ann Gardner.
Watch your step.
Scott Bradley Garner.
Congratulations. Watch your step.
Charles Theodore Gelman. Amy Ann George. Susan Denise Herbert. Amy Lynn Gurnick.
Congratulations.
Watch your step.
Congratulations. Stacy Marie Gibson. Suzanne Elizabeth Gibbon.
Congratulations.
Adam Christopher Braun. Mark W. Hagenbart. James Richard Hallowell. Kristen Marie Albertson. Todd Eugene Hamlin. Lisa Michelle Carter. Laura G. Hartman. Timothy Benjamin Hartshorn. Betty Renee Hartman. Wendy Marie Fox. Leslie Ann Carroll. Edward Robert Cloud. Cynthia Jane Hofstadter. James Robert Halsey. Larry Stephen Hyde.
Watch your step.
James Edward Isaac. Joanne Ann Jackson. Tammy Lynn Jessup. John Charles Johnson. Aaron Bell Jones. Jerry G. Gamer II. Michael Kelly. Suzanne Marie Kelly. Robert Joel Kimmel. John Patrick Curran. Christine Marie Kissinger. Joseph Sabula Tukademus. Stephanie Joe Kovacs. Christine Elizabeth Ruff. Kay Lynn Struck. Julie Ann Kurtz. John Thomas Lacey. Lisa Lynn Locke. Dennis Paul Willis. Deborah Ann Lightwood. Shelley May Law. John Wesley Lotry. Michael George Lucas. Alicia Lynn Lundblatt. Christy Lynn McAman. Nino Corrado Marley III. Hugh Scott Matthews. Karen S. Levine. Keith A. Matthews. Jeffrey Scott Howard. David Paul Lafferty.
Congratulations, David.
Tammy Joe Fletcher. Amy Ann Duffy.
Good job. Good job.
Scott McElroy. Chad Derek Myers. Deborah L. Miles. Michael E. Mithrin. Melissa Sue Diaz. Glenn A. Moore. Michelle Lynn Moses.
Thank you.
Shelley Sue Bozier. Gwen M. Mullane. Angela K. Muller. Christine Lynette Myers. Michelle Myers. Richard H. Knight. Leah Louise Lester. Jeffrey Andrew Nielsen. Diane O'Brien. Martin D. O'Connell. Andrew Donald Corbett. Donna Lynn Hospital. Kenneth Wayne Poet. Annette Lynn Wellman Volunteer.
Squeeze a little bit.
Dennis Scott Holmes. Gina Marie Parker. Brian W. Harris. John Fitzgerald Page. Timothy Aaron Page. Craig Allen Perry. Kim Marie Cook. Sherilyn Renee Preston. Lori Sue Priest. Robin L. Crawford. Suzanne Renee Rayton. Jeffrey Scott Raynor. Socrates Rivers. Daniel Timothy Roberts. Kathleen Lucille Roberts. Geraldine Lynn Ruckman.
Best wishes, honey.
Stephen Patrick Rudolph. John Edward Rainier. Anita Louise Satan. Deborah Ann Sawyer. Tracy Lynn Carter.
Good job.
John Congratulations, Jake.
Congratulations, kid.
Congratulations, Joanne Marie Smith. Judith K. Smith. Melissa Ann Smith. Sally Ann Smoley. Daniel L. Snyder. Charlie Marie Sandra. Darren Lee Spencer. Derek James Spencer. W. Brian Stanley. A.J. Stark. Lori Ann Stebbins. Galen E. Steele. Larry L. Steinley Jr. Victoria and Susie. Bertie Top Ford. Patricia and Shirley. Elaine Denise Thorne. George Fox. Kevin Carroll Tinney. Mark Anthony Townsend.
Somewhere.
Georgia Brianna Jr.
It could be that they got this mixed up. I think somebody else got it.
Donald Eugene Turner. Kimberly Marie Turner. Mark C. Tilka. David Kirsten Mueller. Eric Philip Vance. Thomas J. Vancy. Robert Squire Durkin. Judy Phillips. Lenine Marie Kosowski. Terry Lynn Waddell. Stephen James Walker. Arlene Wallace. Robert Eugene Warner. Congratulations. Scott Jeffrey Watson. Karen Marie Wayman. Rita Lynn Webb. Theodore Allen Weber. Michael Dennis Wells. Kimberly Ardeen West.
Sorry.
Paulette Renee White. Randy J. White. George Allen Whiter. Susan Allison Wilkie. Stephanie Ray Wolf.
Congratulations.
Christopher J. Daniel Ray Wizard. Gregory T. Wright. Scott Timothy Rickey. Christopher Michael Wirth. John Philip Yennis. Regina Lynette Gilbert. John Nicholas Lucas.
Teach us, humble us, push us, and encourage us as we face the tasks life brings to us. And give us most of all the assurance that as you have been faithful to us in the past, we can count on your strength